Look at her. Look at her mama, man. Look at her. That ain't my girl. That's my nigga. Catch me out on those.
They just wanna fuck with you. Just they know I fuck with you. If I put my trust in you, what will you do? Will you just step back?
What's good, YouTube? I'm back at it again with another video. If you're new here, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, we here, we locked in, y'all. I know y'all seen the thumbnail and y'all read by the title, Blonde Brows. This was very different and out of my comfort zone, but I had to jump on the wave before the wave was over. So yeah, I actually like it. It's different. The only thing that makes it really stand out is because my hair is not blonde. But what better way to give blonde brows what it's given without doing a nice little somewhat dramatic look. But it's pink. Pink is my favorite color, so I decided to just do all shades pink. I really like how this look came out. If y'all want to see how I achieved this look, go ahead and keep on watching. But before we get into this tutorial, make sure y'all like, y'all comment, y'all subscribe, turn your post notifications on it so you don't miss every time I post a new video. And yeah, we about to get on into this video.
Yeah, I know y'all already thinking blonde brows, and black hair. Yeah, that's me. Nah, but you already know I had to hop on this trend. Everybody was doing it, so your girl, I had to just see what it was hitting for. So this is all an experiment, if you would say. I really didn't even know where I was going with this. I looked up a few videos on how I could do it, but the best way for me was to just brush the product onto a spoolie. It was going to be messy, but I was going to clean it up either way it goes, so I really didn't care how messy it got. So I took the 𝐀𝐓 concealer in the shade Fair Warm because that was the lightest concealer I had. And I went ahead and brushed the product right onto a spoolie. Brushed it through my eyebrow hairs. I went into that James Charles times Morphe palette that I always use. I took that creamish shade and I went ahead and packed that onto my brows just to set the product in place. And you can see me doing that right there. Just making sure I got enough product all through my brows, because my brows are black. They're not blonde. So you can still see the black, but I really didn't care. I actually like the look that I went for. I took some micellar cleanser and I went ahead and cleaned up around my brows just a little bit, just so I could see what shape I was working with. Because if y'all seen the previous clips when I just packed everything on, it was just a bush. I couldn't see no arch. I couldn't see anything. So that helped me in a way, just clean it up. Went ahead and let that dry just a little bit. I took my other concealer, also from 𝐀𝐓. I'm using all 𝐀𝐓 concealers like usual, in Deep Chestnut, just to clean up my brows a bit. It took me some time, so yeah, this is in real time. I was just trying to clean it up. It was like I was giving myself a whole new brow, even though my brows were still there. I didn't block them out with glue or anything. I didn't laminate them at the beginning. I literally just went full-fledged white concealer and we out of there. So I was really just trying to shape my eyebrows the best way that I can. And then my eyebrows are really thin anyway, so I felt like you could still see. Like, my eyebrows are really thin, so when I put the white on there, you can hella see where the white is showing a lot versus me actually having brows, if that makes sense. So it took me a minute. I kind of sped this part up, but I was just making sure that they both were sisters, not twins, but sisters, looking good enough. And then I went ahead and with my foundation shade, that was the Juvias Place I Am Magic foundation that I always use. And I went ahead and cleaned the top of my brows. Now, I'm not even gonna lie, this is kind of hard for me because I don't usually conceal or clean up the top of my brows on a regular. I usually just clean the bottom and then the rest just flows together. But this time I went to clean up the top because I felt like, again, my eyebrows are very thin. So me having blonde brows and no hair at the top of my brows was just crazy. It was just going to look like ash or something, like I was ashy on my forehead or something. I just had to clean that part up. And I wanted a really sharp look. I wanted them to be as cleaned up as possible for the look that I was going for. So that's what I'm doing. I'm just buffing out the concealer and the foundation. I kept looking off just to make sure the tails of the brows were fine. So I went back in with the eyebrow brush. I believe that's the Anastasia Beverly Hills eyebrow brush. Yes, it is. I think it's a 7B brush. And I went in and added some more concealer to the ends in the fair warm shade, just to make sure my tails, like I wanted a really sharp tail, like I would originally do my eyebrows. So I wanted them to look as realistic as possible. I went in the front and made hair-like strokes with the concealer as well, just to give it that eyebrow feel. So yeah, that's what I'm doing right here. I took my time on this. I kept going back in with concealer and foundation just to make sure everything was the way that I wanted. So you could just see me doing that a lot. Take your time. If y'all do decide to try something like this, take your time. I went in with the buffer brush, and in the front I was kind of blending the concealer and the foundation in the front of my brows just to give it that soft look, because I hate a boxy eyebrow. But now I'm all happy because I got it to where I wanted it to be. So I went in with that Plouise Base Pro in the shade Rumor Zero just to get ready for this eyeshadow that I will be doing for this look. I usually dab a little onto my eyelids, and then I spread it around with a concealer brush or any brush that I have, and then I buff it into my lid, making sure that my eyelids have no creases for shadows, because it's gonna be hard to blend when you have creases. These brushes I had just got from Morphe. I will leave it in the description box. I really don't remember the names of them, and I don't want to say the wrong name, but I took the shade No Limits from P. Louise Stack 'em Up palette, which is the Smoney Tones palette. For this look, I created the look using just that palette specifically because they had different shades of pink, and I wanted to see what I can create with different shades of pink. So I took that shade No Limits, and I really didn't know what I was doing. I literally was going with the flow, like what I was feeling. So I kind of thought of just doing like a smoked out wing and like a crease look. So with that little packer brush, I went in and above my crease and made a line so that it would be helpful when it's time to cut my crease. I already have like the shape that I want, and then the wing, I wanted it to be smoked out. That way I didn't have to go in with a liquid black liner. But now I'm going ahead and packing the shade Smoney Tones on top of the No Limit shade. I'm doing what I did in my last video. Basically, for an easy blend, you literally pack the first shade on, you pack that second shade literally on that shade, but right above it. So it creates a blend on its own. I went in with Go Figure as well, which is that brighter pink shade, and I did the exact same thing. And I was taking my time with this. I went ahead and did the other eye off camera because, again, I didn't know what look I was going for. So I wanted to just test it out, test the waters before I dove in and literally did the whole look, and it wasn't how I needed it to be. So that's what you see me doing here, just adding the colors to the wing. So the same colors I added to that little crease, my little crease area, I added to the wing part. So I just kept going back and forth, making sure that both eyes were the same. So that's what you see me doing. I went back in to each color just to build those colors up. So I'm using the No Limit shade right here, just trying to build it up some more, because I didn't want to, it's like when you do that method, when you pack the colors on top of each other and you keep going, you tend to lose the first couple of shades that you used before. So you always want to go back in and build those same colors up in the same exact order that you placed them onto your lid. So you can see me doing that because I really wanted that dark color in my crease to just pop versus all the other vibrant tones showing. So I don't know, right there you could tell I was kind of getting tired of blending. Y'all, when it comes to blending, please take y'all time. Don't rush. Taking your time will give you the look that you actually want, and you'll have a happy outcome. So I was content with the blend that I got. So I took some micellar water again. And I don't know if y'all could tell, but since I did it the way that I did it, I really didn't even have much cleaning up to do with me cutting my crease. But I still took some micellar water and cleaned it up just a little bit, but I didn't have to do a whole lot. Like in my last videos, I literally put the eyeshadow all over my lid. Then I had to go in with a whole bunch of micellar water just to clean it up. But I feel like I saved myself a lot of time and a lot of product, basically. So yeah, when I'm doing makeup, I don't know everything, but I'm literally just trying things as I go. So yeah, you'll find what works for you in the end. So yeah, I'm just cutting in with my micellar water, and that was a lip wand that I had. I didn't feel like getting up and going to get a Q-tip, so I used what was closer to me. To me, it's like a Q-tip, so why not? I went in with the Plouise base paint in the shade Daiquiri Diva. At first, I thought that I wanted to just do like the whole lid a bright pink, but once I started cutting, I realized that I just wanted to do like a really vibrant liner, if that makes sense. So I ended up just doing a liner with the pink on both of my lids instead, because I don't know. Again, I didn't know where I was going with this look. I just know that I wanted to slay something with these brows. I just felt like it had to be like a really cute, dramatic slay with some blonde brows. And what better way than a bomb pink eyeshadow look? So yeah, that's what I'm doing. And take your time when y'all doing this. No rush. Just take your time when cutting, because it'll save you less time in the end when cleaning up. So yeah, I literally just followed the shape that I made when I was applying my eyeshadows and when I was cleaning it up. So I went back in with some micellar water and just cleaned up where I messed up with the pink a little bit, because I will be going back in with some more concealer just to pack some eyeshadow onto my whole lid. So I'm just cleaning everything up. And makeup takes time. You're not going to get it right on the first try. I mean, sometimes I'll have a good makeup day where I could just do something in one swipe, but it's rare. I go back, clean up a lot. And this right here is not really in real time, but in real time, I was going back and forth between fixing my crease, cleaning it up, putting some more product, clean it up. So just take your time with makeup. Yeah, so that's what you see me. Then I realized right here I could have really used a tool just to make the line instead of doing all that cleaning up. But again, you just go through and you figure things out as you go. So I liked how the liner was looking, so I went back in with that Rumor Zero shade from Plouise that I showed you guys the first time. And now I'm just cutting my crease again. But this time I'm going to leave the white shade on. I'm not doing a double liner. I'm not wiping the white shade off. The white shade is to help the color that I'm putting onto my lid pop more. So that's why I ended up going in with the white. Versus, I mean, I could have just put the shade that I wanted right onto my lid, but I don't feel like it would have stood out how I wanted it to. So always add a white concealer or white base if you want bright colors to pop. Just a tip. So yeah, and I always take my time cutting my crease. So this is in real time. I'm literally taking my time. There ain't no rush. Looking to make sure there is no mistakes and looking to make sure that they're both the same. So now I'm just patting that down onto my lid because I didn't want the concealer to be real wet when I added the shadow on there. Now I'm taking the shade Investment, which is that light pink shade, and I'm packing that right onto the white. And y'all see how the shadow just shows up really good onto the white. And I don't know why my light changes on my camera. I don't know. Like, it'll be yellow, then it goes to like a lower saturation. I don't know, y'all. But now I'm just going in and smoking that wing out a little bit more. Since I have the shade that I want on my lid, I'm going back into the same colors that I used for my crease and for that wing part. And I'm making kind of a liner like you would with the regular line, and you'll go across your whole lid and then wing it out. I went in with the shadows and kind of did that same effect on my lid, but I'm just smoking it out with all the shades. So that's what I was doing right here, and I'm looking and I'm feeling good about it. So I'm taking some micellar water again, and I'm literally just cleaning up that wing just so it can be sharp. So yeah, here we go with this, y'all. Here we go with this. I just keep doing it to myself. I keep doing it. But I took that same Daiquiri Diva shade and I put that in my waterline. My base is literally the same each time. I do want to try some different foundations. So once I do that, I will be showing that to you guys. But I don't mind showing you guys the steps that I use for my face, because you never know when I get new subscribers and they want to see my routine. So yeah. So in this video, I did want to try the Bobbi Brown face base. And if y'all seen in my last vlog that I said that I wanted to get it, I finally picked it up. And a lot of people were saying that it was good. Me, I don't know, when I have product, I feel like I overdo it. Like, I did not need that many swipes, but I ain't gonna lie. This shit smelled really good. It smelled like citrusy. It smelled like oranges for real. And it felt really good on my skin. I used that as well as the Power Grip Primer. I just used those both together. And let me tell you, that combo, chef's kiss, like, for real. But yeah, I put that all over my face, moisturized that into my skin, and then I went in with my fan and dried it up a little bit. I'm going in with the Maybelline Superstay Fit Me foundation. This is the one that I talked about. This is the routine that I use every single day. I mix it with the I Am Magic foundation from Juvias Place in the shade ACCRA. I am in the shade 355 in the Maybelline as well, for any of you that feel like you guys are my skin tone. There it is. And I just mixed those two together. They're both a matte foundation, but one of them, like the I Am Magic foundation, is a little lighter, and then the Maybelline is a little bit darker. So those two together, it makes the perfect shade for me, in my opinion. Now I'm going in with those same concealers in Deep Chestnut. I use Deep Chestnut, Fair Warm, and Rich Ebony. So here's the Deep Chestnut shade I'm using to highlight the high points of my face, which is my forehead, the bridge of my nose, under my eyes, top of my lip, and on my chin. And I go in with Fair Warm just to add a brighter under eye. I also use it down the bridge of my nose because I feel like when I contour my nose, it gives it that illusion that I have a slimmer nose. So that's why I use the lighter shade right there. But I don't put it anywhere else, like my forehead or anything. Then I take that Rich Ebony shade and I go ahead and put a few dots on my forehead and down the bridge of my nose and on the sides of my face. And I just go ahead and blend. I really don't know what I be doing. I just be feeling it. Like, and then I'm mugging. Like, come on now. I don't know. I swear I just be going through the motions when doing makeup. Y'all. And like I always say, take y'all time with blending. Blending your contour out, whether it's contour, whether it's highlight, whether it's eyeshadow, any little thing, take y'all time with blending, because y'all don't, I'm telling y'all. I'm not even gonna lie, when I started off doing makeup, I used to blend, but I didn't blend enough. And you'll either have like them harsh lines, and I'm telling you, you'll look dirty. When I say dirty, y'all ever been outside or a kid playing in the mud? Yeah, you'll look like that if you don't blend like you need to blend, y'all. So I'm trying to tell y'all. But yeah, now I'm going in with my Real Tech NYX beauty sponge, and I'm just going ahead and blending out the concealer. I always save my concealer under my eye or second to last. So I blend out my forehead, my chin, top of my lip first, and then I do my eyes, and then I do my nose. That's just the way that I do it. I don't think it really matters in the order of anyone who wants to try it. I don't think it matters, but I feel like me letting my under eye sit while I blend out everything else, it gives me more of a full coverage look in the end. So I let it get a little tacky before I blend out my eyes. And then in this, I don't know, sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't, like off camera, maybe. But I wanted my under eye really, really bright this time. So I went back in with the Fair Warm and the Deep Chestnut. And if you see, I always put the lighter concealer closer to my eye, and then I use the Deep Chestnut shade a little below it, because it'll make the lighter shade focus more where it needs to be, which is under my eye, versus me putting it further down my cheeks and then it's dragging out in places it doesn't need to be. So placement is everything as well too. I'm taking the Laura Mercier setting part. I can't even talk. The setting powder in the shade Honey, like I always do. Ever since I got this setting powder, I haven't turned back, because I used to use the Maybelline and I used to use Sacha Buttercup. But this, chef's kiss as well, y'all. Chef's kiss as well. And we ain't even cooking. We baking though. We baking. Nah, but I'm doing the same thing that I do in all of my videos. I'm taking that powder puff and I'm literally pressing the powder into my skin, and then I will go in and bake. Also, baking, it catches your fallout of your eyeshadows, because I always go back in towards the end and I put shadow under my eye, so it catches like that extra fallout from the shadow. Whenever I go in to wipe the powder off, I won't have like pink shadow or whatever color shadow I'm using left on my cheeks. Now I'm going into the Zulu palette, my holy grail. I'm taking that brown. I have this palette and literally that's the only shade that I use since I've had it. And I'm using that because, again, for anyone who's new to my channel and just now watching this and haven't watched my other videos, I like the warmth that it gives my skin, so I use it. It's all a preference. You can use makeup for whatever you want to use it for, and I tend to use that eyeshadow palette for contouring, and yeah. So now I'm contouring the bridge of my nose on each side. I'm still doing the same thing, even though I got blonde brows. I'm brushing that eyeshadow towards the front of my brows, because again, I don't want that boxy look in the front of my eyebrows. So I'm literally smoking that up. I'm going down the bridge of my nose, and again, take y'all time. If y'all want y'all nose to be snatched, don't just wipe nothing on your nose and think that is gonna be good, because you will have that harsh line there, and you don't want that when you go out. You want to give the illusion that your nose is snatched, even though it's not. Okay, so yeah, and here I am going in with some mascara. Damn, everything pink, y'all. Letting that dry, going in bottom of my lash. I lost the other clip, but yeah, my favorite Juvias Place blush. If you know, then you know. Y'all get y'all hands on this. I'm telling y'all for a reason. Get it. They have different shades, but I use volume 5. Oh yeah, right here. I was hiding from my man, because I always try to surprise him with these looks. And he came in before I could do it. I guess he got off the game early, so he came in. Y'all, it's crazy. We've been together almost 2 years. This year it'll make 2. But I still be shy. That's crazy. I still get butterflies. And I don't know. I just couldn't stop smiling because, I don't know. It was just weird. I didn't want him to see me with blonde brows, but I wanted to show him. But he was just telling me how I looked futuristic. He always supports. And then we was just talking about stuff that I feel like y'all didn't need to hear. But Good vibes, good vibes. But yeah, I don't know. I just be cheesing. But anyways, he left. And then now, y'all, I use a lot of blush. I don't care. In the end, it just looks pretty. I don't care. If you don't like blush, then that's on you. But I love it. So yeah. After blush, I went in with that same sponge that I used and pressed the powder into my face. Went in over with the foundation brush since I can't even talk. Oh my God. Since it still had foundation on it, I pressed that in. Went in with some setting spray. And now I'm letting it dry. Yeah. I actually like how this look was going. So when the look is going good, I start just jigging. But yeah, while my face is still a little bit damp, I'm just pressing that into my skin and just basically sealing in the moisture, if you want to say. So that's what I was doing. Now I'm going into that Watch Me Blush palette. This time I'm using this shade Cappuccino, which is more of a gold shade. Like a coffee gold, I don't know. But all of the shades are really good. But this time I wanted to use that shade. Oh, by the way, I didn't use the concealer to line my lips this time. I actually went into the James Charles palette and I used a brown out of there to line my lip. I seen a girl using eyeshadow to line her lips, so I wanted to try it. Y'all just got to try things. Don't be afraid to try things or use different stuff. So I'm just letting y'all know basically that you can use eyeshadow to line your lips if you don't have a lip liner as well, or you can use concealer, whichever works. It does the same thing and you still have a long-lasting lip. I went in with the So Chachi lip gloss, and bear with me, that nude shade that I used in the last video. This might become my new gloss. As you can see, it has like a nudish, pinkish tone to it. So I actually liked it with this look since I was going for all things pink. It's really good. I'm not even gonna lie. It's really good. And I like a lot of lip gloss. My lips are big, so I like a lot. So I'm going back in with that shadow and just trying to clean up just to give it that ombre effect. So yeah, take your time on your lips too. Everybody has a preference. You may not like a lot of a lip liner. You may not like a lot of lip gloss, but I like a lot of both. And yeah, I went in with my lash book. The lashes in Flutter Me Fancy from Plouise. Y'all check that lash book out. Yeah, and that's it.
Look at her.